Hello students, I once again welcome you all to Onboard Digital Classes. As you all know, we are in this important journey of completing important events of 2024. So today in this video, we shall be discussing important events that took place in the month of June. All the previous months has already been completed. I will try to provide the playlist in the I section. So if you have not watched the video, I request all the students to kindly watch that video as well. To begin today's video, let's discuss about anti-paper leak law which was brought by the central government. And why did the government bring this law? The government brought this law because there was a huge controversy regarding paper leak in NEET exam this year. Right? This is one exam where students come in an examination to become doctors. I can understand how expensive medical exams in Bharat is. I mean medical studies in Bharat is, right? That's the reason why we see students going to countries like Ukraine and various other nations to study medical. But having said that, to cheat in a medical exam, especially in the medical exam, is not something as a society we need, right? I mean, NEET is just one example. I mean, we have seen anti-paper leak across exams, right? Be it in PSUs. This time, there was a paper leak in CSIR, SOASO as well, right? There was a paper leak in UGC NET also. I think government actually needs to bring a very, very stringent law. And that's the reason why government actually tried to bring this. But again, bringing law, I don't think it's much sufficient because this is a whole new racket which is going on in Bharat today. But something is better than nothing, right? So let's discuss this. Center notifies anti-paper leak law amid NEET and NET row. There was a very huge controversy, right? The center has introduced a stringent anti-paper leak law amid controversies surrounding the NEET and UGC NET exams. Okay. The law which came into force on June 21, 2024. What is the penalties? Imposes severe penalties including up to 10 years of imprisonment and a fine of 1 crore rupees to curb malpractices in competitive exams. As we all know, these exams is done under a racket, right? There's a racket which goes on. There's huge amount of money exchanges. There are various institutions involved, right? The new law named the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024. So this is the name of the law. That is Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024. And it aims to prevent cheating in public exams conducted. Especially it targets the entities like UPSC, SSC and NTA. Okay. So if these institutions are found guilty in anti-paper leak, so there will be a stringent punishment. It includes provision for a minimum of 3 to 5 years of imprisonment for cheating, okay, those who are caught cheating, and 5 to 10 years of imprisonment for organized cheating crimes. We know this is an organized crimes, right? And also along with hefty fines. So this is one small step towards curbing anti-paper leak. We cannot afford to play with the future of many students, right, who actually studies day in and out to give the exams. No, it's not fair to these students who actually prepare themselves and somebody else gets the seat because of cheating. It's not really fair, right? So the government really needs to act on this paper leak issue. Moving ahead, 12 countries signed Zero Debris Charter. Some of the people actually pronounce this as debris, but this is not debris because IS is not pronounced. All right, we should say debris only, debris. Now, what is a debris? As you can see here in this image, right? There are so many satellites. Now, once the function of this satellite is over, these satellites roam around the space. We have seen the example of Starlink, right? Starlink is also something like that, the concept of Starlink. That is what Elon Musk is planning to do is that this is an Earth and the Starlink satellites are going to surround Earth from all over. Now, what happens is that there lies a problem of space debris. Debris means what? Something it is unused, right? I mean, we can really not use that. Now, if you see, there are so many satellites above Earth today, right? Now, these satellites, once it's not effective, once it's out of use, it just floats around in the atmosphere, creating a debris. So, there are 12 countries which signed Zero Debris Charter. So this initiative is led by European Space Agency, ESA. Okay. To address the pressing issues of the space debris, unveiled in 2023 Charter Economics achieving debris neutral by 2030. So the aim is to be zero debris neutral space activities by 2030. And what you are supposed to remember in this case is that zero debris charter is led by European Space Agency. So that is something that is you're supposed to keep in mind. Okay, moving ahead. Chenab Bridge. This is an engineering marvel. Okay, why? Because it's the world's highest steel arc rail bridge. What is arc? Arc is something like this, right? This shape is known as arc. It's the world's highest, as you can see here, rail bridge. It's built above the river Chenab. Okay, the Chenab Bridge in Jammu and Kashmir stands taller than Eiffel Tower, and the height of this bridge is taller than Eiffel Tower. Okay, marking a significant engineering feat under Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla Rail Link USBRL project. And which two places does this railway link connects? It connects Kashmir Valley to the national railway network constructed over the Chenab River. Right. So what is the height of this bridge? The height is 359 meters, approximately 178 feet. Right, surpassing the Eiffel Tower by 35 meters. So this is nothing but an engineering marvel, and there was a conduct of trial run on the world's largest steel arc rail bridge. Okay, moving ahead. Next is lunar timekeeping. In last video we studied about NASA's plan to construct railway line in the moon, right? But in this video let's discuss about lunar timekeeping. Okay, and this is also a plan by NASA. How NASA plans to synchronize moon missions. So this timekeeping is important because there are so many moon missions across the globe, right? There are one moon mission from Bharat, some moon missions are from China and Russia, also from USA and European Space Agency, right? There are various moon missions. So in order to synchronize that, this lunar timekeeping is being planned. All right. As a part of Artemis program, this Artemis program is also of NASA's, right, which intends to bring humans back to the lunar surface. So Artemis program is to bring human back from the moon. All right. NASA and the European Space Agency are working together to create common time system for the moon. So it is not only of NASA but also ESA, but also European Space Agency. The project aims to meet the requirement for the common timekeeping system to manage missions from various nations and private organizations. And not only nations, but also it helps to synchronize with the private organizations, right? Even private organizations like Elon Musk company, SpaceX, right? And there are a number of planned lunar missions, including ones by China, India, as we have already discussed, right? And commercial enterprises. However, the lack of constant time zone on the moon creates logistic difficulties. So there are various logistics difficulties as well. That is the reason why this synchronization of time is important, and that's the reason why lunar timekeeping is being planned. All right. Moving ahead. Indian Army launches skin bank for burn victims. We have heard about blood bank, haven't we? But what is this skin bank? Skin bank, I mean, how can you really take out skin from somebody else's? Let's discuss that. What is a skin bank? And it's been developed by Indian Army. Okay. A skin bank is a facility where the skin of deceased person means what? The person who is already died. Okay, he's dead. Is donated. Okay, you cannot really donate a skin from a healthy person, right? Or the person who is living. It's way too painful. Unlike, you can really donate blood, isn't it? You can donate blood. Blood donation is extremely good. I think everybody should donate blood at least once a year. After being collected from a donor, the skin is tested for infections. Yes, it's very important, right? Whether it's infected or not. Processed and frozen until it's needed. So that is what a skin bank is. When a burn victim requires skin for the injuries, a surgical procedure called skin grafting is conducted. Okay, so this skin donation is for burnt victims. So if a burnt victim needs skin, you can go to the skin donation center and you can get a skin. And that is done by through skin grafting. Now what is skin grafting? Skin grafting is nothing but it's a simple process when a piece of healthy skin is transplanted to the different area of the body where the skin is damaged or missing. So skin grafting is nothing. It means what? There is an affected area. Suppose if this part of my body is affected, okay, from here to here, this skin is affected. Now what? through skin crafting, what they do is that they just take out this part of my body, and then they replace it with another healthy skin. So that is a skin crafting. And skin crafting can be done two ways. All right, one is autograft and another is allograft. Autograft means what? Auto means what? Self, right? That is skin taken out from another part of the patient's own body, self body, right? If the skin is coming from own body, that is, if this skin is affected, the skin from my thigh comes here, something like that, right? So that is autograft. And what is allograft? Allograft is skin taken from a donor, often sourced from a skin bank, right? So from a skin bank, if we are taking a skin, that is called allograft, and the skin is taken out from your own body, it is called autograft. All right, so that is what skin bank is. Next is exercise. Japan India maritime exercise Zymex 24 kicks off in Yokosuka. Yokosuka is a place in Japan. Okay, important. There are some important exercises of India and Japan also. You should really keep this in mind because it's important. Okay, one is Zymex. As you can see here, it's a naval cooperation. Navy does this. Okay, Dharma Guardian, that's another exercise for army collaboration. It is for army. And the third one is Veer Guardian for Air Force. So you can see here with Japan, we have all the three exercises. We have one for Navy, one for Army, and also for Air Force. Okay, these exercises signifies the growing defense relationship between the two countries, isn't it? Now, next is 64th International Sugar Organization Council meeting in New Delhi. Why is this important? Because this time, this organization was held in New Delhi. That's the reason why it becomes important. International Sugar Organization. Okay, Brazil is the largest producer of sugar, followed by India, European Union, China, and the US. This statistics is extremely important because UPSC might ask about this. Okay, India is the largest consumer. Again, is not the largest producer. India is not the largest producer, but a largest consumer. It is a second largest producer. As you can see, Brazil is the largest producer, followed by India, producer. But in case of consumer, we are the largest, right? And second largest producer, sugar. Contribution about 15% global sugar consumption and 20% of production. This statistics is really, really important. Okay. And also we need to know the department. Okay. It does not come under Ministry of Agriculture. That is the reason why it's important. It comes under Department of Food and Public Distribution, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. So this ministry is also important. Next, let's study about International Sugar Organization also. Its headquarters is in London, United Kingdom. It is established in 1968. There are 87 member countries. Chairman this year, India, represented by Sanjeev Chopra ji, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution, Government of India. Okay, what are its focus areas? Its focus areas is sustainable practices, ethanol production, not only sugar production. Okay, the focus area of International Sugar Organization is not only to produce sugar, but for sustainable practices, ethanol production, technological advancement, climate change mitigation, and international collaboration. So there are various focus areas of International Sugar Organization as well. Okay. Next is Sri Lanka named 4th Indian World Craft City by World Craft Council. So what are the other three? Other three are Jaipur, Mallappuram, and Mysore. So after these three, Srinagar became the fourth one. And Srinagar is also designated as a part of UNESCO Creative City Network for Crafts and Folk Arts also. Okay. Now, the World Crafts Council, AISBL, is a non-profit, non-government organization. It's a non-profit organization and also non-governmental. All right. That was founded in 1964 to promote fellowship, foster economic development through economic generation, craft-related activities. So basically, these are given to craft-related activities. Organize exchange programs, workshops, conferences, seminars, basically to help the craftsperson of the world, to encourage craftsperson of the world. Right? Even Gandhiji used to talk about crafts, isn't it? Next is important species in news. Vulture this time. World's first Asian king vulture conservation and breeding center in Maharajganj, Uttar Pradesh. It's very important, as you can see here in this image. About Asian king vulture. Let's study about Asian king vulture. It is one of the 9 species of vulture which are found in India. So it is how many species? With this information we can know that there are 9 species in Bharat, right, of vulture. It is also called the Asian king vulture or Pondicherry vulture. It was extensively found in India, but its numbers drastically reduced after diclofenac poisoning. There has been a poisoning of diclofenac. That is the reason why its number have exceedingly decreased. All right. What is its conservation status? It is in IUCN Red List, critically endangered, CE, critically endangered, and also Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It comes under Schedule 1. Moving ahead to Kozhikode, India's first UNESCO City of Literature. First, again, everything that is first becomes important, right? On June 23rd, 2024, Kozhikode made history by becoming first UNESCO City of Literature in India. Okay, the prestigious recognition highlights the city's rich literary heritage and cultural significance. This was very much surprising. Why? Because there were other contenders in Bharat also, which included Kolkata, right? Kolkata, as you know, it's called the city of joy also, and there are so many rich heritage and culture associated with Kolkata, but this time UNESCO chose Kozhikode, not Kolkata. All right, the UNESCO City of Literature stage is not an achievement for Kozhikode but also for Kerala and India. It recognizes the city's commitment for fostering creativity, promoting literature, and preserving its rich cultural heritage. As you can see here, this is the logo of UNESCO, member of Creative Cities Network, and this is Kozhikode City of Literature, and it's been recognized as the first UNESCO City of Literature. Next is 2 birth centuries of Bihar added to Ramsar list. You're supposed to know the names of these two Ramsar sites. All right, what are the names? Nagi and Natki. Nagi and Natki. Okay, India has added 2 birth sanctuaries from Bihar, Nagi and Natki, to Ramsar sites list, taking the tally to 82. Again, this tally number is also important. These 2 new wetlands are man-made reservoirs. Again, this is very important. It's not natural. Natural is man-made. Situated in the Jhaja forest range in Jamui. Okay. Now we know about Ramsar site, right? Last time also we discussed about it. Anyway, a Ramsar site is a wetland site designated to be the international importance under the Ramsar Convention, also known as the Convention of Wetlands and International Environmental Treaty, signed on February 2nd, 1971 in Ramsar, Iran, under the auspices of UNESCO. It is what? It is a convention that really designates all these important wetland areas. Okay, and Ramsar is situated in Iran. There was a conference that took place in 1971. Okay, next is India is world's 2nd largest emitter of nitrous oxide. This is not a very positive news for Bharat, right? And this report is from the journal Earth System Science Data, which was released on June 12th. Okay, let's see what this report says. India is the new world's 2nd largest source of nitrous oxide. And any guesses which is the first country? It is China, right? Greenhouse gas that heats up the atmosphere far more than carbon dioxide. Why this is extremely significant? Because it hits the atmosphere more than carbon dioxide. Nearly 11% of such global man-made emissions in 2020 were from India, topped only by China at 16%. So the major source of this emission comes from fertilizer usage. Now, what is the major source of nitrous oxide? The major source is fertilizer usage. India is still an agricultural dependent country, right? So we need fertilizers. According to the global assessment of nitrous emission published in the journal, as you have discussed, right? Not a positive news for Bharat. I think we need to really work hard in order and also reduce this emission. Next is India set to become 6th country to have its own deep sea mission. Very important. Now, deep sea mission, it is not limited to mineral exploration but encompasses the development of ocean, science exploration of flora, fauna, and conservation of marine biodiversity. When it comes to deep sea mission, we only talk about extracting minerals, right? It is not only limited to that. What we are also focusing on is development of ocean sciences, exploration of flora and fauna, right? And conservation of marine biodiversity, not only extracting minerals. All right. The mission will send a manned submersible Matsya 6000, again name becomes important, right? Up to the depth of 6,000 meters beneath in the ocean with 3 people aboard. So there are 3 people. 3 people will go under submersible Matsya 6000, deep sea up to 6,000 meters down, right? And this submersible will be equipped with technologies such as scientific sensors and tools in deep sea mining. There are various tools which is required in deep sea mining, right? Exploration of deep sea marine diversity and marine resources. The manned submersible Matsya 6000 has been designed by the Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, and MOU signed with the National Institute of Ocean Technology. So it's been built with the help of this organization. Important, because India became the 6th country to have its own deep sea mission. Okay. Next is India welcomes Egypt, Iran, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia that wants to join BRICS. Very, very significant. BRICS is an intergovernmental organization. Every word in BRICS is important. Every word. It is an intergovernmental organization comprising Brazil, Russia. What is the full form of BRICS? BRICS, BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, right? But there are various countries that actually joined BRICS. The name being Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and UAE. Even Saudi Arabia wanted to come, but they have still yet not actually officially joined BRICS, right? It currently represents around 40% of the world's population and more than a quarter of the world's GDP. This statistics is extremely important for you to know about BRICS. Okay, although that is set to increase with new members. Okay, new members are coming in. This statistics is going to increase. Okay, this 40% is going to increase. Include our 3 world's biggest oil producers: Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Iran. All right. After their inclusion, BRICS is going to be different. And every time the news of BRICS comes, we know the state of West. Right. The Western countries are extremely agitated when we talk about BRICS. And we still remember the famous speech of Dr. Jaishankar, right, where he says that the West does not allow us to become the part of G7 countries. That's the reason why we are joining BRICS. Right. One journalist has asked him that statement. Anyway, moving ahead. India expands overseas port operations targeting Mongla port in Bangladesh. Okay. We know what the situation in Bangladesh today is, right? It's extremely concerning for Bharat. The amount of atrocities minorities are facing in Bangladesh today. It's really, really heartbreaking. But anyway, and by the way, when this happened, Sheikh Hasina was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Okay. In a strategic move to counter China's growing influence in the region, India sets its sights of managing Mongla port in Bangladesh. Again, the important, where is Mongla port situated in? It is situated in Bangladesh. One thing to remember. Following the success of Chabahar in Iran and Sitwe, again, Chabahar port is in Iran, Sitwe port is in Myanmar. Okay. First is Mongla port is in Bangladesh, Chabahar port is in Iran, Sitwe port is in Myanmar. What about Hambantota? Where is Hambantota port? Please comment down in the comment box. All right. India aims to further strengthen its commercial and security interests by expanding overseas port operations. So why did Bharat try to expand its port operation in Bangladesh? The only reason is to counter China, right? So I believe we have come to the end of this session, and before completing this session, like always, we'll be doing previous year questions, right? And this year and this time we'll be doing 2 questions. Okay. One is from ancient India. What it says is that which one of the following is the work attributed to playwright Bhasa? Bhasa is whom? Bhasa is an ancient Indian playwright known for its contribution to Sanskrit drama. All right. And the 4 options which is given: Kavyalankara, Natya Sastra, Madhyama, Vyayoga, and Mahavashya. Answer to this question is Madhyama Vyayoga. So the next is consider the following properties included in the World Heritage List released by UNESCO. So there are 4 options which is given: Santiniketan, Ranika Bhav, sacred assembles of the Hoysalas, and Mahabodhi temple complex at Bodh Gaya. Okay. So all the options here are World Heritage List issued by UNESCO. Okay, they all come into the World Heritage List. But what it says is how many of the above properties were included in 2023. So this is important. How many of them are included in 2023? So this part is important. Okay. Santiniketan was included in the year 2023. So 1 is correct. Ranika Bhav was included in the year 2014. 2014. So this is not the answer, right? Sacred Assemblies of the Hoysalas, again this was included in the year 2023. And Mahabodhi Temple Complex at Bodh Gaya, this was introduced in the year 2002. Right? So what is the answer to this question? Only 2 is the answer. And what is the meaning of the word assemble? Sacred Assemblies. Assemble means what? A group. It's a group. It's, as you can see here in this image, there's a group, right? 1, 2, there's a group, so many groups. So assemble means group of Hoysalas. Sacred Assemblies of Hoysalas. Alright, so with this we come to end of this session. If you have watched the video till here, please consider liking the video, sharing it among your friends who are preparing for UPSC exams and various other exams also, right? And please subscribe to the channel, help us grow, right? We have recently crossed 1000 subscribers. Thanks to you, thanks to your love and support. And once again, I'd like to thank you for showing so much love and subscribing to my channel, right? It's a very little channel we have started. We have reached 1000 subscribers, which is a very huge thing for me, right? See you in the next class. Thank you very much.